Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty360. Welcome you to another Meet the Speaker series. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Carlo Savino. He is the Executive Director of eCommerce at Lenovo. Carlo, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Mark, thank you for having me on.
Looking forward to your session at the 2020 Loyalty Expo. Looking forward to learning more about the My Lenovo Rewards program you launched in September of 2019. Could you give us a little bit of information about your role at Lenovo, and also more information about Lenovo for those who may not know?
Absolutely. Lenovo is the #1 PC manufacturer in the world. We sell a variety of PC products: ThinkBooks, ThinkPads, Legion laptops and desktops, Yoga laptops, and we're #1 in the world. But what's interesting is that in North America, we're still very much a challenger brand at #3. And though we've grown at an aggregate level at a premium to the market over the last couple of quarters, we're still very much kind of an unknown challenger brand in North America. I run Lenovo.com, which means that I am largely responsible for the sales productivity of our e-commerce business as it relates to transactional consumer and small business sales. So if you come to Lenovo.com and you want to purchase a laptop or a desktop or a monitor or any number of other great items that we have for sale on our website, that is my team that manages not only the merchandising, but also the promotional cadence, the campaign planning, the product assortment, the pricing, etc., all in pursuit of trying to go grow our direct business as a part of the overall North America business in general.
Excellent. Could you give us a short preview of what you plan on covering during your session at the Loyalty Expo?
Sure. And in large measure, I think what we were trying to do, or what I'd like to try to get across, is that the road to building a loyalty program at Lenovo was actually not an easy one. And prior to my joining the business about 2 years ago, there had been a number of different attempts to go build out a loyalty program and sort of conceptualize it in general. And what we found was there was a lot of internal reluctance to build one out specifically for our consumer audience. The reality is that as we look at our business specifically as a challenger brand, it can be difficult to drive awareness and consideration. But what we realize is we have an extraordinarily sort of passionate group of people who buy our products over and over again, and they're very, very, very passionate about our brand. They're very passionate about the products that we have. The problem that we had as an organization is we have a life cycle that is measured in years, right? Somebody comes in and buys a laptop, and then they don't come back and buy anything from us until something happens to that laptop or they want to refresh it. And that cycle can be years and years and years, especially on the consumer side. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to, number one, recognize that we have extraordinarily loyal customers who are very loyal to the brand, and reward them. The second thing that we wanted to do is we needed to really start to go look at how do we drive engagement with not only our loyal customers, but customers in general, so that we can continue to have a relationship with them in between the PC purchase lifecycle. And loyalty in and of itself was a great enabler for that. So when we started thinking about not only the sort of qualitative aspects of meeting and talking with our customers over and over on a consistent basis in between PC purchases, we also realized that we can go encourage them to consider Lenovo for purchases that aren't necessarily just specific to a PC, right? So we, in conjunction with our loyalty program, we also supplemented our portfolio of products to include stuff that people purchase in addition to PCs, and that's headphones, audio, gaming consoles, accessories from a lot of fantastic third parties that you couldn't get before. So it really was this sort of coupling of a very strong rewards program with thoughtfulness around how do we go build out a portfolio that our customers care about and that will keep them coming back over and over again.
Excellent. It seems to be you developed a very comprehensive program, and you seem to have some of the challenges that those who have that longer life cycle are dealing with. And it seems that you have a pretty effective process and a measurable program to help address that. And it's great to see that. And it's been great to see some things you guys are doing, and obviously enjoyed the conversations we've had thus far.
Yes, me too.
So the next question, who will benefit from attending your conference session?
Uh, I'm hoping that a number of different types of people will. Number one are the people that are perhaps just started a loyalty program and really don't know necessarily how to measure it or what effectiveness looks like, what an effective program looks like. So we'll share a lot of what loyalty means to us from a quantitative point of view. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times when I go to conferences, that element of here's what success looked like for us quantitatively. Here are the things that we did to go drive that number up. Those elements are missing. And I often find that when I go to conferences, I really want to go learn from the best in the industry. And I'm not suggesting that that's us, but what is interesting is we are very much a culture of metrics in this organization, and we measure a lot of stuff. And loyalty was not only an attempt to continue to be engaged and drive relevant conversations with our audience, but it also was frankly meant to drive high customer lifetime value. So I wanted to share a little bit about loyalty, what loyalty is meant to us from a quantitative point of view, from some of the KPIs. I also wanted to share, and we will share, things where we frankly made some missteps. We thought we had our customers figured out, and as customers have a tendency to do, we were surprised to find out that maybe we missed an opportunity. So having consistent and constant communications with your customers and allowing them to really provide you with feedback to chart the future course of loyalty is really important. And then the third thing I'm hoping that I can get across is loyalty can be measured in many different ways. For us, it is both about how do we continue to keep our customers engaged, but it can be, frankly, how do you drive brand awareness, and how do you drive engagement with specific portions of a brand message, or it could be how are you driving commerce through your loyalty program. So I'm hoping that I can provide a little bit of point of view on how we took a hybrid approach, where it's not necessarily just about engagement or just about commerce, but it's really about bridging the gap between those two, and that we found to be successful in sort of evolving our own loyalty program.
Well, and it's great to hear that. I think your approach is, I mentioned, very holistic. You've talked about in the past about how you built the program on a shoestring budget, how you kind of evolved the program from more of a transaction reward to truly engaging customers and building loyalty, and looking at how to keep them engaged between purchases and increase the repeat business. As we mentioned, a lot of brands who have that longer purchase cycle in between cycle are looking for ways to stay relevant in the conversation. I think you've done a great job of that. I do have one quick question, as we kind of talked about some of these takeaways that will be very impactful for other brands to see. Mm-hmm. How have you kind of initially got that great executive level buy-in, and how do you sustain that? And you talked about metrics, that your culture that measures everything and puts a kind of KPIs around it. How do you keep that interest in the program, in the process going forward? Because a lot of brands struggle with that initial organizational buy-in, but having that continued executive level support is something I think you're doing a great job of. How do you do that so effectively?
In a nutshell, I think it's constant communications and really understanding the executive audience. For us, it's about making sure that, for example, my boss really cares very much about customer engagement and driving sort of having more of a relationship point of view. So for us, it's making sure that he understands not only the economics around it, right? Because we can go show him demonstrably that customers who are people who are part of our loyalty customer program actually are much more productive at point of sale than customers who are not. Those customers are also much more productive after point of sale than customers who are not part of our loyalty program. We can actually go show that to them through kind of an internal trusted third party metric package that takes out a lot of the sort of subjectivity that we have. So it's a very objective point of view, and we can go show him, hey, the investments that we're making in rewards, in infrastructure, and in expanding this program are actually showing great dividends, not only at point of sale and driving up conversion, driving up revenue per visit, but also after point of sale, where we're seeing a pretty significant increase in not only repeat visits and purchases, but lifetime value of the customers who are part of this program. So it really is about kind of building out that metrics package of things that the executive team wants to see, and then re-educating or communicating on a consistent basis, so that every step of the way you're not only showcasing your successes, but you're also talking about opportunities and failures, and recognizing that the program in general can and should evolve, and that we're learning from it, not only on a metrics point of view, but we're also learning from our customers who are giving us constant feedback, unadulterated feedback constantly about not only our website but our program in general. So it does allow us to really have a sort of substantive ongoing conversation and build out everything in pursuit of making that customer experience better.
Excellent. Well, Carlo, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. We look forward to your session at the Loyalty Expo in May, and it's going to be very powerful, very impactful, and congrats on all the process and that you put in place at Lenovo and the great success you've seen so far, and we look forward to hearing about it at the conference.
Great. Well, thank you for having me. I look forward to it. Hopefully I live up to the expectations.
Excellent.